lymphatic system is? Yeah? Okay. Anyone who doesn't know, those big nodules you hear in your neck when they swell up, that's our lymphatic system, right? Why are they swollen? Because we're sick. Our body's dumping things into our lymphatic system to get out of the body. There's also something called the extracellular matrix. The extracellular matrix is this space in between cells. Raise your hand if you've heard of fascia. Fascia, yeah? Fascia wraps itself around muscles, okay? We can stand because of fascia. It's a tensegrity system. In my books, and how I think you should think about it, they're not all the same, but fascia, lymph, the extracellular matrix, they all take care of the spaces in between. We hear about muscle, we hear about bones, right? We hear about organs, but what about all the spaces in between? Everything lies in the spaces in between. When you're reading a book, is it the words that you're reading that make the book, or what you pick up in between the words in the book? Right? So for me, focusing on the spaces in between is really what moved me forward in terms of my health and plenty of my clients. So the first step we need to focus on, if we're focusing on the extracellular matrix of the lymphatic system, is we have to drain the system. The system has to be able to drain, okay? Anyone in this room ever experienced swollen lymph nodes before? Big lymph nodes? Yeah. It means the system is not draining, okay? How many people in this room have suffered constipation in their life? Not fun. Yeah, the system is not draining. So, in the world of biohacking, natural medicine, everyone talks about detoxes. I'm gonna do liver detox, kidney detox. Do you think that you should be detoxing if you can't drain? The answer is no. So, this is a chart that Dr. Cass created talking about something called biotoxicosis. And essentially, our body wants to live in a state of homeostasis. Homeostasis is normal. That's where the body wants to be. When the body cannot achieve homeostasis, it moves into these bioenergetic disturbances. Xenobiotic, toxin accumulation, and compensation. Now, to give you an example, under xenobiotic accumulation, we have candida, fatty liver, constipation, and essentially, the system can only compensate for so long, ulcerative colitis. And then, if it progresses and progresses and progresses, the body goes into a rigid immune response, which is anything with itis, osis, or eventually cancer. The law of bioenergetic medicine, as above, so below. Rule number 1, the higher frequencies permeate the lower. Rule number 2, the lower energetic frequencies do not permeate the higher. And rule number 3, the lower energetic frequencies are a differentiation or an expansion of the higher. What does that all mean? Essentially, what's happening down here is a differentiation of what's happening up here. And that's just in the physical body. That's just talking about the mind and the body. We also have energetic bodies that we've talked about, okay? Anyone in this room know about something called transgenerational trauma? Yeah, we got a few hands, okay? There are certain things in humans that are programmed to be scared of or fearful of because of things that our ancestors learned, okay? That is transgenerational trauma. We have it from our own experiences in childhood. We have it from our own experiences, from our parents, from our society, and then previous generations. I was sick because my body was a swamp, okay? If anyone has ever owned a fish tank, and you clean the fish tank without cleaning the filter, what happens? It goes green again, because you gotta clean the filter. So I was sick because I wasn't draining, which is why when I had my poke bowl, I'd be tired and falling asleep. So what can be in the swamp? Heavy metals, chemical residues, right? Yesterday we heard a whole talk on heavy metals, okay? Chemical residues, plastic water bottles, right? Everything we put on our skin. The list goes on and on and on. I'm at the hotel, there's like perfume in the air. Oh, it's like, it gives you a headache sometimes. Stealth viruses, mycoplasmas, bacterial infections, fungal patterns, parasites, these are all things that collect in a swamp, right? Things grow in a swamp. If you want to get rid of the swamp, what do you got to do? Break the dam and let the water flow. What creates a swamp? I think each of these could be a 2-hour presentation on their own, but geopathic stress, we've talked about EMF and radiation, methylation pathways, we heard about that. Lack of movement, right? 10,000 steps. Trauma, talked about that. Lack of sunlight, too much blue light, GMO, pesticide-covered food, unstructured water, okay? I have 3 Kangans. I like structured water. I like hydrogen-rich water. Lack of salt and minerals, hypothalamic dysregulation, left spin. Most clients are sick because they are stuck in left spin. Their mind, heart, and body are not in a place to accept nutrition or detoxify, and that plays through in the cells. In the technique that I use, EAV, people cannot detox, they cannot drain, and they cannot heal if their system is in left spin. If you're one of those people that does everything right and don't see the results that you want, or moves really, really slow, and then you have a fun weekend and you go right back, that's left spin. We follow a process called healing for the pattern of life. And without getting too deep into this, quadrant 1 is restoring cellular communication pathways. What does this all mean? If you don't poop regularly, if you don't absorb your water, which means if you're peeing all day, if you drink and pee, it's left spin. If you don't poop, if you don't absorb your water, and you do not sleep, you do not have the capacity to heal. No matter what you do, it will not work if you don't take care of those things first. That's just quadrant 1. I could talk for 2 hours on that, but I'm not going to because my time's up. So, we follow a process we follow a process which is the right remedy at the right time, at the right level, and in the right sequence. There is an order of operations for taking care of the body and getting it to a place where it can heal. If you're just doing random things because so-and-so on Instagram said it or so-and-so on TikTok said it, you're going to set yourself up for putting xenobiotics and toxins deeper into the system. Okay, it's called progressive vicariation. And it is much, much harder to get these things out of the mesenchyme, out of the system, when you drive it deeper. If we want to heal, which has been done for eons, we look to nature. We meditate in the mountains, we spend time in the oceans, we spend time in the sun. If we want to heal, we need medicine that reflects that. We need medicine that reflects nature and has the codes of nature within it. Dr. Cass's remedies follow that exact symmetry. It follows sacred geometry. It follows the math of nature. And within that math, our bodies are receptive to the healing capacities of the medicine. Most of what we take, supplement-wise, are synthetically derived and full of chemicals, and our body has no idea what to do with it, which is why we don't see the results that we're looking for, even though we tell ourselves we're taking the things, we're doing the things. So quantum bioenergetic medicine is the process that I use, plus all the lifestyle basics that we've heard about the last 2 days. And all it is a framework. It is a framework that invites you to employ into your own life, into your own healing journey, in order to figure out what's going on with anything you're looking to improve upon. Really quickly, I got 2 examples here. Dave was an amputee of 50 years, chronic pain, narcotics, failed surgeries. He's actually my father-in-law. And last fall, he came to me and my wife saying that he was ready to commit suicide because he was just in pain for too many years. That's a photo of him with my daughter. Some of you might have seen her around last week. And he's lost about 50 pounds. And these are some of the readings that we can see in his testing in 8 months, 9 months. This client here is Joe. He's 82. He first started seeing me when he was 78, and his daughter brought him to me because he was shuffling his feet. right? He's shuffling his feet, right and left brain when talking to each other. When elderly individuals start to shuffle their feet and they start to not be able to move, things start to go downhill pretty quickly. We found that he was in left spin. We found that his hypothalamus wasn't regulated, the top gland, that's our very first gland. And when that's dysregulated, everything else is dysregulated. 4 years later, he's off of all of his medication, no prostate issues, no GERD. He's walking, he's working out. Everyone at his church wants to know what he's doing. My name is Jason Prasad. If you want to find out more about what I do or how to work with me, scan the QR code. It'll take you right to my website. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jason. That was a very interesting session. In fact, you were asking if anyone's had a near-death experience. I've had. So, what is it exactly? Quantum leap?
Say it again.
So I've had a near-death experience.